Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Onion Soup. And today we're joined by Miss Sibli. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful and happy to be with you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So, you and I had the opportunity to meet back at the Consciousness event a few months ago. And ever since then, I've just been wanting to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So, you're a angelic channeler. Tell us a little bit about that and what that is.
Yes, I I channel the luminous beings, angels of the light, archangels, all the archangels who wish to work with me and are around me, and I invoke them. I call them in. But I also work directly with the Ascended Masters, the Masters of the White Brotherhood, and also star beings from the highest dimensions of light. So my intention is always to work with pure being from the highest light, the purest light possible, that are really working within the light and love of God. And it is absolutely amazing to do this. And I would like the audience and everyone to know that we have that capacity to do that. We can choose what we want to do. And it has been a blessing to help people in that way and in my life for myself also, of course, yes.
Wow. So, how did you get started in channeling light beings?
So as a child, I always felt um, that calling, it's something that I think I came to me from other past lives or wherever I am from, because we have all lived in other realms, in other galaxies, in other worlds. We are not only from the earth. So it has been very natural to me to channel. As soon as I could, I took yoga classes as a teenager, and as I was going to art school, I am also a graphic artist. So I I went to art school, and I was doing a lot of already yoga. And through my yoga teachers, we were already learning to connect with the energies of the earth, the energies of the universe. And it was so natural to me. For me, everything was just, oh, I already know all this, you see. So I grew into it, and then I could remember more and more a lot of my past lives, where I was probably a healer, or maybe a Buddhist monk, or in many lifetimes. And then yes, so I started to be certified in different healing modalities. So I was choosing different teachers, and I was studying with them to expand and to remember really, to remember naturally my capacity to be a light being here on earth. And I had a lot of childhood wounds also, like we all do, and my parents went through a lot of hardship, through the war and everything. So we know all of that, what it can be. And so I had to heal myself also, and to release a lot of traumas. And it has been an ongoing journey, because things get better and better. But because we live in that physical reality, we always have to be very conscious of how we feel, and to take care of ourselves emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Mm.
Yes, I love that. I think that a lot of times people forget to put themselves first. Sometimes, or oftentimes, especially as healers, we want to do so much for others, but we have to make sure that our own mental space is clear, our own spiritual space is clear. So,
Yes.
when you talk about channeling the light beings and angels, is that different, or how does that different from prayer when somebody's praying and they're talking to God or an angel? Or is
Mm-hmm.
it the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Uh, what the way I do it, I call these luminous beings. their love, their light, their infinite blessings and divine qualities within my heart and within my mind. I want, I call them in to embody, to really feel their presence in my heart, in my mind, and around me, and then around the world and around all beings, you see. So, um, so when we do that, I call them one by one, you see. And for example, if I call Archangel Michael, I call Archangel Michael, come into my heart with your love, your light, your peace, your divine qualities, and so on. And I do the same with the Ascended Masters into my mind and around me. And then you feel that unconditional love all over you and in your heart. It gives you peace. And that's what I'm teaching to people. I'm teaching this and
Mm.
many other things, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you're teaching this to somebody, how do you get someone started who's never experienced this before, who's perhaps never even prayed or meditated before?
Yeah, yeah. So that's a very good question. So you see, for everyone, it's a little bit different because when I help people, I create a secret space, which is very important. I call in all these luminous beings. I call help and guidance because I am the channel. I never use my energy. And then for everyone, it's a little bit different because everyone we have to receive things the way we are able to receive them. So I guide them, I clear their field so that they feel lighter. This is the first thing I do. I always clear people's energetic field with different prayers. And then again, I'm the channel. I'm not doing the work, but the luminous guides are doing the work. And then I receive prayers and I receive different guidelines for everyone. It's a little bit different. But then suddenly they start to feel that love, that peace that come all over them. And then they become open to receive additional prayers and teachings, and then they are awakening to that God self, that angelic self that they are. Yes.
Oh, wow. So you mentioned earlier on that you also do graphic art, and I know that you're an author as well. So
Yeah.
do you feel that when you get into more of the creative space, it allows you to connect more with the light beings?
Yes. So what I do when I always create sacred space, I live my life within a sacred space, and I want to explain what is a sacred space. It's to become aware of the sacredness of the moment, and then to bring your capacity into that space to be a pure and clear channel as you call in the luminous beings around you, and you call in Mother Earth and Father Sky and the star nations and everyone around us, because I'm also uh, master practitioner of energy medicine with the four winds. I'm a shaman also, and so I'm very connected with the earth and the elements, and because everything is alive, everything has consciousness, and learning to listen to the stars and the trees and and the earth. It's very
I
important.
love that. I love that. You said something I find really interesting. You mentioned how a sacred space is more about the awareness and being open. So it's not one particular space. So it's not like you create a meditative single space in your home, but you carry that space with you and you tap into it whenever you want to. Is that correct?
Yes, I think it helps us to be more conscious in the moment and to find more peace and harmony within ourselves and in our relations with life and our relationships. So, and also when we create a sacred space, we are able then to receive assistance and support from the angelic beings, from the
Mm-hmm.
masters, from the luminous beings. Yes, yes.
So is that sacred space similar to the energetic field that's around others?
It's a part of it, yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. Yeah, it's all one. Yes, yes,
mm. So
yeah.
when we're looking at that energetic field, this sacred space, and you have people like all of us who've had trauma throughout their lives, how
Mm.
do we, after you clear that energetic field and you start to clear up some of that trauma, how do you maintain that space? How do you maintain that peace, that calm around you?
As a healer, as a angelic channel, you mean when I help people?
Ooh, yes, let's start
This is
there.
this is the question? Yeah,
Yes, yes. How do you do
yeah,
it specifically, and then how do others do it?
yeah. Okay. So I will tell you how I do it because I cannot, everybody maybe might be different, but okay. So when I create a sacred space, I know that I'm not in charge and I don't want to be in charge. I want a higher power to be in charge. I want Father, Mother, God, love, unconditional love. I'm here to receive messages and to be a clear channel for my clients so that they receive that pure light. I am not using my energy, and it's never use your energy as a healer. I teach this to people. Never, never. Because then you can really get sick and you can then be vulnerable and you take other people's energies, and you don't want that. You want everything to be really pure and clear. And so I I have people who come to me. Sometimes they want to commit suicide. And so if you so what is very important when I have people who are in so much pain, I mean, I see them already healed. I already see their higher self, and I already know that they will be okay. Because thank God they are open to receive healing within that sacred space that we create
Mm,
together. And I always create a sacred space also before I connect with people. But after with my client, I create a sacred space, and then so that they feel loved and safe, and they start to feel the love of the luminous beings around them. And then we clear their space, and then we go deeper and deeper and deeper. So what I'm mostly interested in the feelings. I can know a little bit about the story, but what is more important for me in order to help them in to understand what they feel, because this is where is the trauma. Okay. And then if it's necessary, we can explore a past life or two, only if it's necessary. It's not always necessary. But then I check, is this are these curses, are these past life traumas, are these family lineages karma, is this personal karma, is this also ancestor trauma or karmic issues related to your ancestors, because we get a lot of download from our ancestors and they want to try to help us, and the ones who have not moved into the light, they can block our path even if they don't do it intentionally. So through the session, we release the ancestors into the light with all their issues, with all their beliefs that are not serving the client, and then also freeing the client from all of these beliefs and curses or downloads of that are basically blocking their capacity for them to be happy and to realize their dreams. Yes.
mm. Interesting. I came across something a couple of years ago, and it was talking about how our ancestors always have our best interest at heart, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best thing.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Yeah, they do. That's correct. They try to help us, but they have first to be in the light and free themselves, and then they are like angels for us, you see. So yes, they always try, of course, their best, and to make sure that they have moved into the light is very important. Yes.
How can someone tell whether or not their ancestor or the divine entity that's surrounding them, perhaps from their past, is in the light?
Oh, we feel it, and I see. You see, I hear, I see, and I feel. Okay, I have these three gifts, and the person will know also because it's like they feel like so free and so calm and so happy after, and everybody is happy. So you just know, you know when it's
Mm.
done. You know. So yeah, it's very beautiful.
Uh,
Yeah.
I love that. So I know as a shaman, you also do soul retrievals. So what role does a soul retrieval play in this process?
Yeah. So when we are in the womb of our mother, sometimes our mothers have difficulties, hardships, traumas themselves. And then what happens, that pure soul that we are or you are within the womb, um, is leaving these traumas already and the stress or whatever from the mother. And then what happens, a part of the soul of this beautiful baby, I call him or her a baby, why not? So is basically living and going in a safe place within the sacred garden. And then the trauma comes in, and then the child is born with this trauma,
Mm,
unfortunately. But I just want to say that whatever we are to experience in this lifetime, it's because we have lessons to learn. So that soul part that is intact, that left in and left into a sacred place in creation, is intact and will come back when the person is ready to learn the lessons
mm,
and to receive the wisdom from these lessons. And uh, so any moment we can basically re- retrieve that soul part and bring it back to us and release the trauma. So it's a journey within the earth where we receive different gifts and release the trauma and see the wisdom, embrace the wisdom, and then we receive other gifts from the earth and from our guides, and we come back and we become whole. And that soul part comes back usually in one chakra where we feel it can be our heart, it can be our solar plexus, our first chakra, where the wound is the most
mm,
prominent. We feel it, the person feel it within themselves. It's very
mm.
beautiful. Mm-hmm.
That was a really, really good way to explain that. Thank you.
I know.
Yeah, I love that because I think that's the first time I heard someone explain it in such a way that
Wow.
as you go through life, your soul is, you get trauma that kind of gets stuck there, and your piece of your soul almost gets sloughed off. And as you're ready to heal that trauma, that piece of your soul comes back, and you become more whole. But
Yeah.
you start mentioning the chakras, but you said the heart chakras, solar plexus, and you went down to the root, the first chakra. Do you find that more traumas tend to be stuck in the lower chakras?
Usually, yes. Usually it's around the heart. I mean, it has happened rarely, in the more upper chakras, but it's mostly because these traumas hold a lot of insecurity and then is
Mhm.
blocking our capacity to be grounded within the earth and to feel safe. That's why very often it's in the first chakra or the solar plexus or the second chakra or the heart, but often it is the first chakra, yes, because we are not able to feel safe. Yeah.
Mm. Why is that? Why does that seem to be such a common thing, specifically here in the West, where people don't feel safe or secure?
Yeah. It's because we are not connecting enough with the earth. You know, we are too much into, you know, how can I make a living, which is understandable. I mean, I'm not judging anybody, of course, but we have to connect more with Mother Earth. That's the thing. We have to connect with the animals, with the earth, with the sacred beings around us, because this is so important for our own um, health, physical, emotional, and mental, of course, and spiritual. Yeah,
Mm.
that's why. Yeah.
So, diving into connecting with the earth, can you speak a little bit on the importance of grounding and really getting out and touching nature?
Um, yes. So we create through Mother Earth. We co-create through Mother Earth, and Mother Earth lives within us. All the elements live within us. Water, the earth, all the minerals, water, the sacred waters, the sacred fires, the light, you know, all elements, they live within us. So, and the earth is a living, breathing entity. So, and we are one with her. We are one with her. And more we connect, more we can heal. In fact, there were studies that have been done when we walk barefoot on the earth often and every day. We can literally heal anything we want within our physical body, because that life force, all that life force moves in through our feet and into our cells, and we become strong and well. And it's very important to do this as often as we can.
Yes, it definitely is. It's so interesting to me because I feel like a lot of times
Mm,
when I talk to people about being connected with the earth and that we are a part of the earth,
yeah.
when I say that we breathe air, we couldn't live without the breath. And the breath is so important. Meditation is so important, but the breath, and we consume, the products, byproducts of the earth. We literally come from the earth. We'll go back into the earth. And as
Yeah.
you start to explain those aspects to people, they start to understand a little bit more about the importance of eating more organic if you can, and eating less processed.
Oh, yeah. So this is so important. Yeah, to try to find the best products, organic, do not eat processed food, and do not eat any sugars other than fruits, of course, are good for us, but any other sugars, no, no, no. And I apologize to add chocolate, no chocolate, especially when we get older, because chocolate has metal called cadmium. And when we get older, we start to have pain in our joints. And if you eat chocolate, it's going to stay there. But if you remove the processed food, the chocolate, the sugar, you stay healthy and you have no pain in your body. If you eat lots of avocados and fresh fruits and vegetables, yeah, I know.
Oh,
And also the chocolate, these big companies, they spread very dangerous chemicals on their plantations. Yeah.
yeah, they do. Well, chocolate is a hard one for me. I
I
always, I always love chocolate.
mean, as long as your body can take it, as long as your liver can take it and flush
Mhm.
it, it's good. But, I stopped eating chocolate probably 20 years ago, because every time I was eating a little piece of dark chocolate, organic, the next day I had pain in my knees, and I was thinking, that's really
Mm,
strange. And then I stopped, and the pain never came back. And since then, I'm just not doing it. Yeah.
mm. Interesting. Maybe I'll give that a try. No chocolate for 30 days. Anybody that knows me knows that might be a little challenging, but hey, that's always fun.
It's an addiction, so you have to replace it because chocolate, people get addicted to it, okay? Because of how chocolate, the ingredients of chocolate make us addicted. So it took me really willpower to stop, okay? I had to find, like I was making myself good smoothies and only natural things to replace my craving. And then now I'm completely free. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
It takes
always
time.
the goal. It does. Hey, but it's all a process. It's all a part of the journey. And I feel like a lot of times we want this whole thing to be, I don't want to say over, but we want to get to the end destination without having gone through the journey. But that's where we get all the learning, the understanding, the wisdom, the growth.
Yes, we do.
Well, Miss Sibley, we only have a few minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to leave the audience before we go?
Yes, so I my suggestions is that you take DHA, that you take the right DHA, calcium, magnesium. Magnesium is so important, and that you take the right supplements, that you eat healthy, and that you connect with Mother Earth. And whenever, when we have traumas, we all have traumas and difficulties and challenges. There were so many ways to be free. So reach out, and nobody is alone. We are not alone. And you can directly connect with God and ask for help, and with your divine guidance team. I have done it numerous times, and I was healed several times directly by God, taken into other dimensions of light. But you got really to want it and ask, and you are not alone, and you are loved, and we are all loved by creation.
That's beautiful. And where can everybody find you?
Yes, so I have a website, sibliartfromthelight.com, and you can also connect with me at Sibli Angelic Channel at gmail.com. And feel free to connect with me on my website, sibliartfromthelight.com. You can find many information about what I do, and you can connect with me. And I would be happy to answer your questions and to help you and to be of service. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much, Miss Sibley, for coming on. I truly appreciate your time. And I
Thank
want to thank everybody for tuning in to this episode of Onion Soup. Have a blessed rest of your day.
thank,
Namaste.
thank you. Namaste. Thank you.